In the heart of the West Village, nestled between the brownstones on historic Bedford Street, is one of New York's hottest new restaurants, the 86.
It's the brainchild of Eugene Rem, the owner of the Catch NYC mega restaurant, and his partner, Tillman Fertitta, the owner of the Landry's chain.
Their new project, though, couldn't be more different. An intimate steakhouse with just 10 tables, but enough star power to fill 100.
Where New York is going, and I think actually where the markets are going, is a simple situation of supply and demand. The only way, in my opinion, moving forward is to shrink the supply to increase the demand. And that's why we thought about these places. So when we look at restaurants in New York now, we look for iconic locations that are small in size so that we can create that intimate experience. That kitchen is about 15 feet from here. So this is almost like having dinner in a house with really nice furniture and 10 tables and a set of staff, but it's almost like bringing something so intimate into the restaurant setting.
How many square feet is this?
The entire space is 1,800 square feet. That's between both floors, but the actual footprint of what you see as a customer is only 900 square feet.
It's not Rem's first attempt at a small-scale, high-end, soon-to-be New York classic.
Just a little more than a year ago, he opened the Corner Store, an around 80-seat restaurant just a 15-minute walk from the 86 that has since become, hands down, one of the city's most coveted reservations.
This has been the best opening I've ever been a part of. The Corner Store was more nerve-wracking because it was a fully new concept with a fully new team. Now we've taken team members from there and brought them over here, so there's a much greater rhythm.
While the 86 undoubtedly draws aesthetic inspiration from the Corner Store, Rem sees it as a new endeavor in and of itself.
Even the building it's housed in, 86 Bedford Street, is oozing with history. The site of a legendary Prohibition-era speakeasy turned counterculture literary haunt, frequented by the likes of Hemingway, Fitzgerald, and Steinbeck.
The name 86 comes from the term 86, which during the 1920s, during Prohibition, when people wanted to sneak out the entrance, this was the back entrance at 86 Bedford Street. So when people were in there, they had a code called 86, and everyone knew to run out here.
Rem used the building's exterior as inspiration for its layout and decor.
This is a 1920s Art Deco design, and we're trying to think of how we pay homage to this space and its history, but give it its own feel. And I was sitting at home talking to my wife about what that should look like, and she was like, you should look at the Orient Express. And when we saw it, it really defined what that was.
And the Prohibition inspiration flows throughout the menu, with the restaurant's beverage program taking cues from 1920s tipples, precise martinis, and inventive cocktails. When it comes to cocktails, though, are people still drinking cocktails and paying up for cocktails?
Cocktail culture is a big part of what's happening here in New York City. We are at the forefront of cocktail culture, the Corner Store specifically, the martini program, the idea of just not having a generic martini and making everything special. So everything we do is from scratch. We have an entire team that comes at 5 in the morning and they work on batching and creating the martini program, and that also translates to this space. So you're not getting anything that's just a traditional drink.
The recipe for restaurant success, though, is not without challenges and has been shifting fast. Take sustaining a beverage program in this day and age. A tall order as more Americans are drinking less. Data from the UN's Food and Agriculture Organization goes so far to suggest alcohol use may be in permanent decline, with beer consumption peaking in 2016 and wine consumption that's been on a steady decline since the 1970s.
People are drinking less. So people used to drink a bottle, now they may have a glass. They maybe used to have a glass, now they'll have a non-alcoholic beverage. So wine is a huge part of what we do, but in order to get the big wine sales, you have to provide all of the theater that comes around it.
Lower levels of drinking, along with the rise of GLP-1 weight loss drugs, means that restaurateurs have had to rethink traditional business models.
I have not come up with like the flat seating model yet, or the dynamic pricing model where if you want a table at 5 o'clock, it's going to be $300. If you want the table at 7:30, just like when you go on a flight, if you want to go at 8 a.m. on Friday for a weekend to Miami, the flight is 3x what it is a Tuesday at 4 p.m. Restaurants don't have that yet, and I think it's coming.
Rem's long-running career in the restaurant business means he's had to navigate changing landscapes.
Catch was born in 2011, so the idea was always to create a singular experience that connected nightlife with restaurants. So we were a nightlife group that did a little bit of restaurant, and somewhere around 2015, 2014, we pivoted to a restaurant group with a little bit of nightlife DNA. And from there, we expanded Catch from New York to Los Angeles to Las Vegas, then to our second concept, Catch Steak, which opened during the pandemic. And then we went on a spree.
And for Rem and Catch Hospitality, that spree continues.
Something that's very important for, I think, a business model is to cluster. So since we already have an amazing location in Las Vegas, we're planning on doing another one next year with the MGM group, because that's a big brand and it's a big team and we like it there. I think Dallas has also been incredibly successful for us, so we've been excited about the opportunity to expand that footprint. Scottsdale, again, only 6 weeks old, but it has just been received really well.
But it's tough to stay put in an industry that's seen peaks and pits. In the 6 months following the COVID-19 pandemic shutdown, nearly 1 in 6 eateries had long-term closures or shut down permanently, according to the National Restaurant Association. It's been a rocky recovery since, with restaurants facing higher labor costs, inflated food prices, and still disrupted supply chains. In the last year, eating out costs have risen 3.7%, according to the latest CPI data.
Up to 2019, every restaurant, didn't matter the size, it was packed, everything pre-COVID. COVID hit, disaster, 6-12 months. Then you get the influx of all the free money and everything that comes with it. So you have the blowback of that. Welcome 2023, the hangover sets in, reality sets in that people have limited resources, that people don't want to be able to eat out as much. So then now you get into 23, 24, and 25, and every year you are starting to see that people are spending less, going out less, and doing less.
But Rem's thoughtfulness has helped him persevere and create special places rooted in one core ideology that every restaurant he's put on the market embodies.
Number one, you have to feel good when you walk in, and that's the people who work here. So they set the tone and the standard of what we do. Then we have to back it up with amazing food, and then the vibe. And the vibe in this scenario is some of the design, the lighting, the music, and everything else. And the key is being able to do all of those things equally well at the same time.